Bandai dropped an absolute banger of a Fusions trailer. Nobody expected characters like Vegito and Gogeta, and with this much content, there's so much new stuff to break down. My only disappointment is that the strongest GOAT fusions, Tiencha and Kibito-kai, weren't added. But here's 12 key features I found. VJump scan content. For future trailers, we shouldn't solely rely on just VJump scan content to be shown in the trailer. We all got baited by the title of the scan being New Generation Saiyans, but it was actually fusions all along. It even felt like stuff was missing because the VJump was only one page. While very recently, the extra stuff like Gogeta, Vegito and Zamasu were actually shown in another scan called Saikyo Jump, but thankfully this dropped after the trailer, so none of us got spoiled. However, they actually did some of the opposite too, and didn't show some things that were in the VJump. Kid Trunks was using Finish Blaster here, but in the trailer there was no sign of it. Base Kale was using Resist Blast, but there was also no sign of it. Another big thing we expected was the 5v5 mode to be shown off with some menu selection, but the trailer was mainly showing battle gameplay. I think they'll be saving things like menus and modes for the Summer Games Fest trailer. Missing forms. There were two pretty big shocks. No Super Saiyan 1 Kefla and no Super Saiyan 2 Kale, who's also referred to as Controlled Berserk Kale with more green hair. We all know for the Tenkaichi games, they try to include every transformation as a separate slot, but because there's so much content to cover, these forms might have to be omitted in the final game too. We also have to consider screen time and significance in the story. Super Saiyan 1 Kefla was barely shown fighting, as she quickly learned Super Saiyan 2 and used that mainly in fights. However, I think missing forms have become normalized now, as Goku and Vegeta from Dragon Ball Super jump straight from Super Saiyan 1 to their God Super Saiyan forms, with no Super Saiyan 2 or 3, even though they had quite a bit of screen time. Wrathful Broly is another clear case too. There was a clear plan to show Dragon Ball Super Broly to have 4 forms, where his base form is shown fighting with Vegeta, and then he transforms into Wrathful against Goku. But they decided to scrap his original form in Sparking Zero and treat the Wrathful one as his base instead. Character placement. So originally, we thought that the placement on the roster screen was mostly random, but the newly revealed fusions have gone against this. Character placement clearly doesn't matter for characters of the same group. For example, Dispo, Toppo and Jiren are all separated even though they're Universe 11 Pride Troopers. But for transformations and fusions, it's different. Base forms of characters are surrounded by their transformations. For example, Goku Dragon Ball Super form has his base and is surrounded by Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue. Fusion slots are like bridges that connect between the two characters that fuse together. For example, it's really clear here that Vegito links Z-End Vegeta and Z-End Goku. Base Gotenks links Kid Trunks and Goten, and then has his transformations Super Saiyan 1 and 3 directly next to him. Based on this, I don't think we'll get Super Saiyan 1 Kefla, as there's no adjacent slot next to her base form and she's pretty much locked off by Vegeta here. It might be a similar case for Cabba too, who would have Super Saiyan 2 missing as a slot. He will definitely have his base and Super Saiyan 1 form, as he was shown fighting as them a lot, but he only used Super Saiyan 2 briefly towards the end before getting knocked out of the Tournament of Power. What would be a cool detail though is if he had an ultimate move that lets him temporarily transform to Super Saiyan 2 and fire it off. Team ultimates are shown with Kid Trunks and Goten doing Super Kamehameha against Kefla and Kale using Limit Break Blaster. It's a returning mechanic from Raging Blast 2, just like here where Goten and Gohan used Bro's Kamehameha against Broly. But this was actually confirmed in previous Sparking Zero trailers without us realizing it. In Power vs Speed, Berta and Geese are clearly performing their team ultimate Purple Comet attack, which was also in Raging Blast. The same was shown in the Master and Apprentice trailer, where Android 17 and 18 team up to perform an ultimate Ki Blast attack. I could easily see more character specific team moves added, like Vegeta and Future Trunks doing Father-Son Gallic Gun. It also looks like there could be some combination beam struggles and an option to transform during ultimates, as Kale goes beyond her Super Saiyan form just like when they did Limit Break Blaster against the Pride Troopers. Other game references. Obviously, Gogeta and Vegito being in this was massively hyped, and there was a lot of references to other Dragon Ball games. The Kaioshin Realm stage was revealed and specifically used to show this fight in the trailer, as Raging Blast 1 had a what if scenario with Gogeta vs Vegito. They also fought in the same Kaioshin realm with some cool interactions about each other, but Sparking Zero added a new unique interaction with Vegito making fun of Gogeta's fusion dance pose. There was a shot of base Vegito using a rush attack from Raging Blast 2 called Complete Shot, where he punches the opponent in the stomach, uppercuts and kicks them away. So they're really trying to bring features from all types of previous games, not just the Tenkaichi ones. Another feature they carried over was when Super Saiyan Blue Vegito used Final Kamehameha, and it was transitioning into Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta's faces synchronizing, just like in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Movie references. Like I said before, there was no finish buster from Trunks, but they ended up surprising us with a non-canon move of Kid Trunks using Kamehameha, just like in the Bio Broly movie. It could also indicate that movie characters may be in the base roster too. When Goten and Trunks fused together, there was an orange and blue swirl tornado appearing, which is also taken out of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, where Goku and Vegeta fused together to become Gogeta. And a little fun moment was when Super Saiyan Gogeta was melee rocking and smacked Zamasu away, just like how he did against Broly. The World Tournament stage was finally revealed, but with some new added details. At the start, you could easily see all of the crowd there cheering on, but later on the crowd seems to disappear, which looks like a reference to the show where they all run away as the fights get more intense. It would be really cool if Sparking Zero added dynamic features like that as battles progress. There was also permanent stage destruction with items flying around, and a direct reference to when Majin Vegeta ended up destroying the stage and killing innocent spectators. No Super Vegito. There's been some controversy that there won't be Super Vegito, as Vegito goes from base form immediately to Super Saiyan Blue. This definitely isn't the case though, as Super Vegito plays a major part in the Z Saga, where he pretty much toys with Buhan and shows immense power. I think it wasn't shown here because they're saving to reveal him in a future trailer, where they reveal all of Buu's forms, because all of the theme trailers so far have had relevant storyline characters fighting against each other. For example, Fused Zamasu and Corrupted Zamasu were perfect to show, as they directly fought against Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. Based on the character placement, Super Vegito would easily slot right below base Vegito and next to Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, as it's the direct transformation. Base Zamasu would slot right in the middle of Android 18 and Z Mid Goku, because his fused forms are right above. As the fusions connect characters together, the two slots next to Master Roshi on the left are likely to be base Goku Black and Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. Gogeta Super. Firstly, we now have confirmation that there'll only be one base Vegito across Z and Super, as he doesn't have anything written in brackets on the website. I think this is a good thing anyway, as we didn't even see base Vegito fight in Dragon Ball Super. He just went straight to blue. Gogeta on the other hand has Super in brackets, as this version is directly from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. This tells us that there's a good chance we could see Z Super Saiyan Gogeta, who's a fan favourite from the Fusion Reborn movie, against Janemba. He's got a different appearance to Gogeta Super, as he has orange outlines instead of yellow, and they could even add a halo to him. He's got two differences in his moveset too. Firstly, a rush attack called Punisher Drive, which looks like an invisible set of punches followed by teleporting behind and striking. And of course, his most iconic move, Stardust Breaker, a powerful energy sphere that destroyed Janemba. Summer Games Fest Confirmation Hype. At the end of the trailer, they officially confirmed a return at Summer Games Fest. With all of the fusions already revealed now, with massively popular and strong characters, they really need a big trailer to match or even top the fusions ones, possibly even revealing Ultra Instinct Goku. They also blew away the idea that there would only be 10 characters shown, as I predicted. They can ramp up and control the trailers as much as they want, regardless of the VJumps. The exact number of characters shown were 21, which gives us 82 characters now, exactly half of the assumed roster size of 164. This definitely doesn't look like a coincidence to me. With how random a number 21 is, I think they were planning to reach the halfway point right before Summer Games Fest and drop a banger trailer for it with a likely release date. Summer Games Fest themes. So there's pretty much 2 or 3 themes they could do that would match the hype for me. First theme is the Tournament of Power, showing lots of new characters like Kaba, Frost and Riberian, but they would also show gameplay of already revealed characters like Bergamo and Jiren. Then the best forms are revealed, like a God of Destruction Toppo, Blue Evolved Vegeta, Ultra Instinct Saiyan and Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, fiercely battling it out against full power Jiren. The next one isn't really a specific theme, it could be a general story mode trailer, showing off a lot of Z Saga characters that we still haven't seen yet, like Raditz, Ginyu, Dabura, etc. And then the last theme would be a heroes and villains one, as we still haven't seen any of the key Z villain forms in game, such as all of the Frieza forms, Cell forms and Buu forms. But what links all of those guys together and could really deliver on the hype is Gohan. There's been a lack of Gohan forms shown, including Teen Gohan, Super Saiyan Teen Gohan and Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan, and the same applies for Adult Gohan. Right now on the current roster screen, it looks like there's 3 possible transformation slots for Adult Gohan, with Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2 and Ultimate Gohan all adjacent to each other. I think they'll end up making Great Saiyaman as a costume instead of a separate form, but I'm really hoping they reveal Beast Gohan in this trailer somehow. Lastly, there's still been no confirmation of GT in the base roster, as they're heavily showing Z and Super only. I think they could be purposely not showing GT in each trailer so that people will have less expectations and have a bigger shock when they're finally in. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta wasn't shown here, even though it was a Fusions trailer, because then they would have to reveal Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and with at least one villain that they have to fight against, aka Omega Shenron. If they do end up adding GT, only key characters like them will be added into the base, and the rest like Baby Vegeta will probably be DLC. There's also 3 more hints towards Super Saiyan 4. Firstly, Gogeta with Super written implies that there will be different Gogeta forms. This could end up being Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Z Super Saiyan Gogeta, or even both. Secondly, in the OG Sparking Zero trailer shown on March 2023, they showed Super Saiyan 4 Goku before cutting off to Super Saiyan Blue. And lastly, they didn't show Big Bang Kamehameha for Super Saiyan Gogeta, which has typically been included in his moveset in previous games. They could be waiting to show Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta with his signature 100 times Big Bang Kamehameha.